What's up, my friends? Jon Levesque here. Welcome to the Scottish Summit 2021. I am excited to be here to get to hang out with you for the next 45 minutes to do my session, which is what video games can teach us about user adoption. Now, I know I'm not dressed in a kilt like I was last year, and I'm not the keynote like I was last year, but that's okay, because today I want to bring you something from my home, which is a little special and a little unique, which I actually would not be able to do if I was talking to you in person. And so, without further ado, let me go ahead and swap over here to my slides. And you can see my title slide here, what can video games teach us about user adoption? And if you're not a video game person, I think you're in for a very pleasant surprise. You're going to see some very cool things today that hopefully can help you ideate and get creative about how you can implement these ideas in your own practice. Okay? So let's go ahead and jump in. First, I want to go ahead and do a big shout out to each of our sponsors, Script Runner, DQ Global, Proximo 3, Redspire, Agilysys, and Hitachi Solutions. Big shout out to these folks for supporting community events. Things like this are possible because of their involvement. And so big shout out to them. Make sure to check out their website, get some info on them and what they do. Be sure to show them some love and say thank you. Okay? All right, I'm Jon Levesque. I'm a senior platform evangelist for the Power Platform at Microsoft. That's my Twitter handle right there, at Jon J. Levesque. And interesting, I'm dressed a little similar today. Well, I focus on the Power Platform most of the time, but I really enjoy giving talks about user adoption, about life change, about Power Platform stories. I really enjoy the life change that happens and the career changes that happen and the trajectories that people are put on by interacting with the platform. But with all that said, today I'm not going to talk about the Power Platform. No, in fact, I am going to talk about video games and user adoption in a way that is not so product specific. I may relate these ideas to the Power Platform because it's something I'm familiar with, but as we go through, you'll see that these ideas can apply to anything. Okay? So, this was me before the pandemic. I loved to travel. I loved to hike. I loved to ski. I loved to be on the water. I was all about getting out and doing things. And most of my free time was spent doing that kind of stuff. Being out, going, seeing with my own eyes, taking pictures, making videos, just living it all. And the pandemic, well, it sucks, right? And it changed everything. It changed how we do business. It changed how we live, how we connect, how we hang out, how we share. In fact, I would say that life as a whole has become an entirely new normal. And I have spent a lot of my time playing Xbox, playing video games. It's a way that I've been able to connect where I can't go across the country to go hang out with one of my friends now. I can jump on Xbox and we can complete some things together. We can quest, we can go and race, we can go and make money, and there's a million things that we can do in different video games together that give us a different sense of achievement, right? It's not being in person together, it's not spending that time, but it is connection and working towards shared goals is a massive booster. And for me, in this pandemic time, I've had a very serious lockdown. It's been a year. I'm diabetic, and so I'm very high risk, and I have a child who has very severe asthma, and so she's also high risk. And so in our house, we just take it very serious. We don't leave if we don't have to. And so I say all that to say, I have spent a lot of time playing Xbox. And what I have seen is that video games do adoption best. I'm serious. I think that they could teach us a whole lot if we pay attention to some of the ideas and lessons that they show us. And I'm going to try and boil these down. But before we jump into that, I need to give you the recipe, the adoption ingredients, right? And so how I'm going to do that is I'll walk through the ingredients with you, and then I'll be showing video game examples of great user adoption techniques that fit within those ingredients, okay? And so the ingredients are as follows. The first one is show and tell, because I need to see what's possible. I need to be inspired. I need to have a reason to get involved with something new that might be foreign to me, that I might not be good at, right? The next one is opportunity. So I need to see whatever it is that you want me to adopt as an opportunity or as a step towards a new opportunity, right? There's got to be something in front of me. There's got to be either I save time, I make more money, I get more visibility. There's got to be some opportunity in there that's going to drive me to try, to continue. The next one is education. We want to make sure that you give people proper training so that they don't feel over their heads. Also, we have to make sure that whatever we're asking has some fun in it and that it's valuable. People don't like to do things that are a waste of time. It feels frustrating to spin your wheels and do something that has an unclear vision or an unclear payoff. Recognition and rewards. Now, I'll argue that this is probably one of the most important pieces of user adoption. Recognition allows us to show what we appreciate and show that other people, if they do those things, can be appreciated too. And then rewards, those can take many different forms. And so I'll show you some examples of that in video game form as well. And then support. If you're going it alone, if you force someone to go alone without some of these things, they feel unsupported oftentimes. And if the support of a team and good leadership will absolutely make or break any adoption campaign. And so I think these are the ingredients that we have to begin to get us towards understanding how we have users adopt things, how we have them follow through on things, how we have them pursue the actions we want them to, and ultimately how we get them to achieve some goals, which we have outlined as a business, right? Okay, and so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in now to these all individually and break them down and give some detail, okay? So the first one is show and tell. I don't know what I don't know, right? So let's go ahead and take the Power Platform example. For example, and we'll say, maybe I'm trying to introduce someone to Power Automate, a tool they've never heard of. And I just go ahead and put them at the website, and I say, all right, go ahead and build a flow. That might go okay, right? There's a chance that person would find some use, find some tutorials, make it happen. But how could we improve those chances of somebody wanting to make it happen? Those chances of someone sticking with it for a while to make it happen. And I would argue that we do that by showing them what's possible through show and tell. And so think about it, right? User groups. That's what it is. It's adult show and tell. It's somebody showing something they've built. Conferences just like this. It's a big game of show and tell where everybody is saying, hey, look what I made. Isn't this awesome? You can make it too. And so show and tell is a vital step. It's the very first step to any adoption campaign. I would say if you skip show and tell, your campaign has a very, very small chance of succeeding, because only by showing what's possible are you then able to open those creative juices. Are you able to grant permission and authority, and you're able to then empower people to go ahead and make similar things. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to Xbox now for my very first Xbox clip, and we're going to do this together live. All right? So here's the Xbox. We're going to go jump into Forza Horizon 4, which I already have running. I'm going to hit A to load up the game. And now watch. Let's pay attention here to what it does. It's going to load up for a second.
Off the summer season with the greatest race of all time. Point yourself in the direction of Horizon and put your foot down. First to the festival wins. So let's go.
All right, and so now we're into a McLaren right away. And we are going to be dropped right into a race. So now we're going to take on these opponents and race to the festival. It's going to give us the chance to kind of get used to the game. It's going to show us what's possible, what kind of vehicles we can get, how fast they go.
People are lining the streets to get a load of the action. Cheer these racers on, guys. Come on. We got some awesome racing trucks out there, too. The most incredible hypercars are all here. I can see a Centenario, Ferrari FXXK, and a beautiful Bugatti Chiron. And is that a Vulcan? Oh, Horizon, you do not want to miss out on watching this.
Notice the announcer talking about all the cars that are in here, right? Making sure to tap onto those feelings of like, oh, a Bugatti, I want one of those. Oh, Ferrari, I need that in my life. And so that's how Forza starts out. And look at that. Achievement unlocked. So it actually taps into one of our other lessons that I'll touch on a little bit later. And so now the game continues to introduce us, right? We just went through this hands-on learning experience of how to handle a supercar. And now it's going to give us a bit of story that drives that forward.
Is everyone here?
Yep, all here, boss. Ready and raring.
Great. Okay. Do we have fella?
Yeah, I think I'm the fella. I'll go with this guy.
Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Kira, director of the festival. Looks like you've made a good impression with our talent scouts.
This one might have a real chance of taking a spot on the roster.
Rebecca's one of our former champions. She's giving me a hand running the Horizon Road Racing Series.
Excited? I remember my first day at Horizon. It's all pretty surreal, huh?
I'll leave you two to get set up for the first race. Good luck.
Right then, let's get you behind the wheel. Which one will it be?
Okay, so when it starts us out here, the options aren't as bad as I thought. We can get a Focus RS, an Audi Coupe, or a Charger RT. So, you know, the options aren't bad to start, but they're no McLaren. And so what's great about this is actually the start of the career. This is the start of the actual game. What we just did was Forza showing us their show and tell, to wet our whistle, to get us excited, to talk about all the cars and see them in action through all the different seasons. Why? Because it wants us to get excited about playing this game and unlocking things that we didn't even know were there. And so I believe that Forza does an amazing job here of showing the show and tell example. And so you should take this example and you should use it. Now, obviously, you're not going to put someone in a McLaren to show them how to do adoption, right? This is video games. But in reality, what if you set up a really cool demo that shows that these newbies what's possible? What if you set up a cognitive app where it could view a picture of a plant and recognize what kind of plant it is? What if you could build an app that you could use AR, altered reality, where you can show a piece of furniture in space? What if you could build an entire, front-end system that is built on an app that ties into a back-end system in a flow that moves data around, that shows someone how their very manual process can be taken to something automated and done with a few clicks and remove a whole lot of paper from the process. And so show and tell can take many different forms. It all comes down to what it is that you want to show and what you want your users to do. And so in Forza, they want you to stay and earn money, to buy big cars, to get into bigger races. And so they give you a taste right up front of what's possible for you. And so same thing for you. When you're going to begin an adoption program, make sure that you let people see what's possible. Give them a little taste of it so that they can see what is possible for them. And we're going to go ahead and get into a couple of these others and how they'll also play in. So, opportunity. I have to see something as an opportunity or or a necessary step towards it, right? So if you ask me to do some work and you don't give me a reason why, the chances are that I'm probably not going to be too happy about it, right? I'm not going to be thrilled to have to take on more work. But if you tell me that there's more work to be done, and if I do that work well, that it can earn me a promotion, it could earn me more pay, it could earn me visibility, it could earn me a spot in the next meeting where I could get to present this thing I created. All of those things are extremely valuable and wonderful and extremely necessary to get you to do something. And so video games show this off quite well as well. Okay, so this is the Elder Scrolls Online, and the point of this game is to build up your character, to get them better gear, armor, helmet, sword, shield, bow and arrow, magic staff, whatever it is that you choose your character to be, you can then build them up. And there's a lot of opportunities in this world to keep people engaged. You can see at the bar at the top, there's all these little black arrows. And if I run around here, you can see that these black arrows all are at people. And if I go ahead and talk to this person, he says, a guest! How wonderful. I wonder, would you help my friend and I with a little experiment? I say, what experiment? We're reconstructing animals. Dead ones, of course. Wouldn't do such a thing to live ones. That'd be barbaric, not to mention impractical. Specifically, we're creating an elixir that will cause small dead animals to wriggle about as if alive. I say, and you want my help? He says, well, as it turns out, we're fresh out of parts. Rat parts, I mean. I need you to bring us heads, legs, body, and tail from 4 different rats. Okay, I guess, sure. I guess I'll bring you these parts. He says, it seems weird, doesn't it? But our methods get results. Bring back the rat and we'll have a little rodent scurrying about in no time. No problem. I'll bring back everything here. Okay, so that's just one quest I was able to get. Now I have to go and collect rat parts for this strange guy who wants to reconstruct rats. But see, now there's this icon above the door, and if I go inside this building at the Mages Guild, there's going to be a whole bunch more opportunities around here.
The Mages Guild. The paint is still fresh. A marvelous addition to the
So we can see right over here, here's another one of these arrows. I go ahead and read this.
work remains, of course.
Oh, and it's another quest. To the Archmage, I pray that this letter reaches you soon, Master. My fellow scryers and I have made a shocking discovery. Whether it proves to be a boon or catastrophe remains to be seen. Alas, we do not wield sufficient power to act on our findings. This matter may be beyond the whatever ken of even the greatest wizards of our age. I humbly beseech you, meet me at the Mages Guild Hall in Mournhold as soon as possible. I'll tell you everything when you arrive. Yours in the sight of Sarbane, decent Skaldir, associate scryer of the Order of the Eye. So now to me, I got 2 opportunities in 2 minutes. Now, one of those is way more interesting to me. For you, maybe it might be interesting to go and collect the rat parts. For me, I think I'm going to go and talk to the Mages Guild. But what's cool about this is just like adoption in real life. This is a tactic that we want to have so that you and me can both engage in the same thing. I want to go and talk to the Mages Guild. You want to take those rat parts and see what that person's going to do with them, right? And so technology is very much the same. Whereas some people are going to want to build a front end, maybe an app. Some people are going to want to build a back end, an automation system, like Power Automate. Other people are going to want to visualize all the data so that we can have intelligence and see what's happening, like in Power BI. Or maybe there's another group of people who want to build virtual chatbots so that you can avoid having to send people to humans to save that time, to save that energy so the humans can focus on higher value work. The point here is that if you present plenty of opportunity, a lot of varied opportunity, or a lot of things that lead to opportunity, people are going to be a lot more likely to stay engaged with your adoption program, just like the game, just like the Elder Scrolls Online. The more opportunity around you, the more I will stay in the game because there's still so much that can be done. And just like an adoption program, the more opportunity, the more I will engage because the more that can be done and the more benefit that can be gleaned. Okay, education. So we got to make sure that people are prepared for what's ahead, right? There's nothing worse than being told to take on something new and feeling like you have no idea what you're doing. It's a scary thing, right? To sit there in the crux of that, of like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? I don't even know where to start. And so when beginning an adoption program, you have to make sure that there's plenty of education that shows you exactly what's possible, how to get there, some examples, some how-to, places to find help. All of that will be ever important to the adoption journey. And so let's go ahead and check out a game that shows education is a first-class experience in most games, and especially this one. All right, so this game is called Mirror's Edge. It's about parkour or free running. It's where people jump over, across buildings, and they double jump off walls, and they swing around railings and pipes and stuff. It's a pretty wild thing. If you're not familiar, you should definitely check out parkour. But this game is kind of about that. It's about free running, and you're a messenger in the future, free running away from this draconian police force. So this is Mirror's Edge, and we're going to go ahead and jump straight in and see what their tutorial experience is like, because it's going to educate us on how to play this game. This game has some unique controls, and so this game is going to teach us that here at the start.
Dogan sends his best. Enjoy your freedom.
Over here! I'm Icarus. Noah sent me.
Alright, so now we've seen some story building. We're going to meet some characters, and our mission begins.
Put it on. We need to get you connected and calibrated. I know Noah's eager to talk to you.
So she puts on this link. It's like a contact lens. It now interfaces so she can see things, and they can see what she sees.
There's something wrong with this.
Come to Anansi for your everyday needs. Sorry, almost forgot. We have to cut your grid link. It's causing the interference.
Is this what the employees see all the time?
Yeah, I guess you're not reformed enough to enjoy it.
I'm not reformed at all.
There you go. You're off the grid. Now they know you're gone. Time to get off the ground.
So see that, how it showed me? Hold LB to jump. And then there's footprints right here, and it shows me LB again, and LB again. So I know to hit that top left bumper, right? That's what I need to hit. And so I vault over this, keep running, climb over that, keep running, vault over this, climb up here. Oh, and now it's different. Left trigger, hold to slide. So left bumper to jump, and left trigger to slide. And so now I'm going to hold it, to fall down. Uh-oh.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, I can handle it. Submit!
And so now it shows me a light attack is X, so I run up to him, pow, 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 pow. just X, 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 right? Because I light attack, light attack, light attack. It draws in an animation there and finishes the guy. Now, it showed me earlier to hit right trigger to open the door, so I hit right trigger to go through the door. Now it's showing me how to jump across, how to slide under again, right? All these refreshers, all these things I'm going to need to know in the game. Now it doesn't show me what button to hit there.
Follow the runner echo through the warehouse. Icarus will meet up with you on the other side. By then, you should be in the clear. If you can make it through that old place.
See now all these different obstacles. They have different buttons. Now right trigger, see that? So the game is showing us step by step how we run, how we jump, how we fight, how we attack bad guys, where we go. Oh, this is a balance, so I need to use the stick. Oh, to balance myself.
Phoenix Carpenter, female, young, facial tattoo.
Got it.
A bit more insistent than I expected.
Jump over that.
Phoenix Carpenter.
Now hold left bumper to get a big jump. Okay.
I transferred it to her B-Link as insurance.
Same thing here. Boom, all the way across. Around the edge. Oh, I can wall run. Nice. See how it shows me the left bumper on the wall there? Slide under that. Hold. Oh, this is going to combine things. We're going to run across, jump, grab the pipe, and climb up. So you can see, though, how the game is not leaving me on my own, right? This is a very unique set of controls. This is something extremely new that I probably haven't done before. So there I'm hitting left bumper, left bumper, left bumper to grab the different pieces. And so I'm going to go ahead and stop this one right here. You know, as you could see, that game really guided us. It took us through every step. We needed to learn how to slide. It showed us how to slide. We needed to learn how to jump up. It showed us how to jump up. We needed to wall run across a gap. It showed us that it was just aiming towards the wall and hitting left bumper there. When an enemy came, how we fought them, we used X. If we would have kept going, it would have showed us advanced features and advanced techniques, but I think you get the point. And so very much like this game, when you're introducing someone to new in adoption, when you're introducing someone to something new and asking them to adopt it, make sure that there's plenty of education available. Show them how to punch, show them how to slide, show them how to jump, right? If it's software, show them how to install it, show them how to prepare it, show them how to think about it, show them how to make their first one, show them what's possible in how it's done. Provide videos, provide blogs, provide documentation. You get it, right? Education is important. Video games know it, and any adoption practice knows it too. Next up, it must be fun and valuable. If I'm asking someone to adopt a new program, to take on a new way of doing things, I have to make sure that to them, it's going to feel valuable. And not only that, there's a higher likelihood of them adopting it and actually taking it on if it's fun. And so I think that there's a lot of ways that this can be done in the business world. But first, let's go ahead and jump into another game example to show us how we make something fun and how we make it feel valuable so that we actually feel inspired to do it and maybe do it again and again and again. Okay, let's go. Okay, so this is Minecraft, and Minecraft is a game that shows you fun and value throughout. If you're not familiar with Minecraft, what it is it's a block world. Everything is a block. The ground, the trees, the rocks, the water, it's all individual blocks that you can dig up and also put down. So I can dig up ground and move it somewhere else. I can dig caves. I can build houses by chopping down trees and grabbing the wood and then taking the wood and turning it into planks and then building that house with planks. And so what I love about Minecraft is it's a $20 game. It's not expensive at all. And it is the most fun and valuable thing because it gives you so much that you can do. It has different modes, like survival mode or creative mode. Survival mode is where the game doesn't give me anything. I have to chop down trees to get wood. I have to dig up rocks to get stone. And in creative mode, I'm able to just go ahead into a menu, select any of those items that I may want instead of having to dig them up. And then that way, oh, you know what? I need to switch profiles real quick. Hold on. Okay, so this is Jazztown. This is a town that my kids and I and my fiance, we've all been working on together. And so you can see there is a lot of buildings here. And each of these buildings takes a ton of work. And so, what does this have to do with fun and value? So the reason I show you Jazztown here is because there's a level of effort that goes into it that is not easy. I mean, look at the architecture of this building that my fiance and my kids built. And that's like a town hall. And then look over here. It's like I think this one's the firehouse. And there's a police station right here with a helicopter. I mean, like, look at the police station inside. Right? They've built everything here, and it's phenomenal. And so for us to get to spend time together, it's valuable and it's fun, even though it's hard work, right? Building this skyscraper that is full of apartments, this took us probably 2 weeks to build it. Look at, there's floors that aren't even done yet. There's still 3 or 4 floors that are unfinished. But we built a pool on top. We built a penthouse. We built all sorts of things. And so I bring this up as Minecraft as a good tool to show fun and value. Because even if you're asking someone to do an adoption program, if you make it fun and valuable, the amount of work won't matter, right? And so if I find that this project, that this new thing I'm taking on allows me to do less work, do work more efficient, connect with my coworkers, solve their problems, get recognition, have fun, all of that now to me will feel valuable and it will be worth my effort. And so it's great to make sure that your adoption program has some fun in it and also provides some value to those who are participating in it. All right, next we have recognition and rewards. And this is an easy one. There is one game that does this better than most other games. And so before I dive into recognition and reward programs for general adoption, let's go check out recognition and rewards in this very certain video game called Fortnite. Okay, so this is the Fortnite main screen. You can see my character here. Above my head is a little icon with a number next to it, and it's 42. You can see that my level here is level 42 in the game. And so the cool thing about Fortnite is it has a few unique parts to it. It has something here called the Battle Pass. The Battle Pass is basically for every single level that you get in the game, they give you a new prize. Something that is either like a skin, like you saw how my guy looked like this, right? Well, if I were to get to this level, I could have this skin, and my character could look like this barbarian woman, straight out of the Stone Ages, or I could look like this stack of pancakes fella here, who's also a gunslinger. Fortnite does a fantastic job of rewarding you for milestones. Each level is a milestone. When you complete certain quests, it's a milestone. They have all different systems that allow you to be rewarded just for playing. And so when you play, it doesn't matter if you're good or bad. Putting the time in helps you unlock the battle pass. Now, obviously, if you're a good player, you get more rewards faster than if you're not a good player. But even if you're not a good player, there is still systems here that are meant to incentivize you to keep playing. Now, obviously, I haven't put a whole lot of time into Fortnite because I'm level 42, and this battle pass goes all the way up to 100. But like, look at that! I could unlock crazy wings for the barbarian. I could unlock an axe and some new skins, like an arm claw and a new axe for her to smash down walls with. and here's a whole new paint job difference. This is a extra style option for that character. And so you can see these are V-Bucks. So if you get V-Bucks, you can buy stuff in the game. And so you can see as you go on, it keeps rewarding you with skins, with V-Bucks, with backpacks, with all these things. And eventually you get to this place where you have really cool stuff. Like, check this out. I have a Venom skin from Marvel, right? How sick is that? I have a Captain America skin, right? Like, I have all of these. I have the Mandalorian. How amazing is that? And so Fortnite does an amazing job of giving you rewards and recognition by displaying your level proudly. When you get over level 100, they set that number on fire so that people see that you've completed the battle pass. All throughout the battle pass, they're recognizing your playing and rewarding you for it. And so it is a fantastic example of how you can build an ecosystem of recognition and reward. Now, how does that break down in real life? So imagine if you had people in your organization that you were asking to adopt things, and you set up a program that said when they build their first thing, app, workflow, whatever, that they get something. Maybe it's an extra hour for lunch. Maybe it's that they get to have a group lunch with the CEO. Maybe they get their name in a newsletter to highlight what it was that they made. Maybe they get a few extra dollars on their paycheck. Maybe they get an extra vacation day. Whatever, you get the idea. Rewards and recognition can come in many forms and many factors, but understanding how vital rewards and recognition are to keep people engaged with what you're doing is paramount. Fortnite does a great job. They keep you in the game by making sure that every single level along the way you gain something. And then they put the best things all the way at the end so that you look forward to unlocking those. And so you could do very much the same. Think of how you could build a battle pass for your organization to adopt new technology. Level 1, watch this video, get this. Level 2, build an app, get that. Level 3, create a dashboard, get this other thing. And you could build and build and build. And it's not just how I said it like that. You could build it a million different ways. The point here is that I want you to see a system that is very thoughtful in making sure that somebody keeps interacting with it. Okay, and so the last item for our adoption ingredients is support. Adoption is a team sport, and no one is going to be able to do an adoption journey alone. You need people with different backgrounds, with different mindsets, with different possibilities in mind, with different problems, because then and only then are you going to have enough diversity of idea to be able to make something like this happen. The support of a team and the support of your leader is going to be absolutely paramount in making an adoption practice work, right? Without the support of a leader, there won't be space for an activity like this to happen. Without the support of a team, the learning will be so much slower because it will all be on one or two individuals. To break this kind of thing up and to allow people to lean into their strengths allows this system to flourish. It gives it support. It gives it legs. It gives it a foundation to stand on. And so my video game example for this one is kind of a funny one. Let's go ahead and jump into the Total Accurate Battle Simulator to show you the effect of what it's like going alone versus having a leader on your side. Okay, so this is the home screen for the Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. I'm going to go ahead and open the sandbox mode. We'll go ahead to the farmer number 2 land, and we can see here now we have a red side and a blue side. So let's go ahead and begin, and let's say that you are on the red team, okay? And you are of medieval times, and you're a squire, right? Because, you're just getting started. So a squire is probably a fitting title. So let's go ahead and take a squire, and let's drop him on the battlefield. I know it's far away, he's hard to see, don't worry, we'll zoom in just a minute. Now, on the blue side, we're going to have you facing your problems, okay? And so your problems are typically always a little bit bigger than you. And so, like, let's go ahead and go over here to tribal, and we're going to go ahead and say that there's a protector, because maybe there's someone protecting the way things have been done before. And so we want to have one of those. Also, similarly, there's a clubber, which is someone who doesn't listen at all and just clubs you over the head with their own ideas, right? And then now to round out the trifecta, let's go ahead and add in a chieftain. The chieftain is going to go ahead and make these other two, the protector and the clubber, emblazoned and give them all the power, right? Not the right thing to do, because you, on the other hand, over here, are trying to start this new adoption program. You're trying to make it work. And so right now, it's just you against those three things. And so let's go ahead and I'm going to zoom in here to the battle. And let's see how this fares out. You against the protector of the old way, you against the clubber of ideas, and you against the chieftain, their leader. Let's see how our squire buddy fares. Oh, one shot. It looks like the chieftain came over, hit you in the face with a hammer, and said, "Get the heck out of here." It did not go well for the red team, did it? And so now, let's rewind a second here. And we are now on the red team. We can see we're over on this side. So let's go ahead and add in a couple of friends. So let's back up. Let's go over to our medieval times. And so maybe we have our friend the knight, right? Because we have our own shield. We have justification on our side. We know exactly why we're doing this and what it's going to get the business. So we have a knight with a shield to protect our side, right? And now on top of that, let's go ahead and grab the king. Right? Because if the king supports this, this can't fail, right? We're bound to succeed. And so it doesn't matter that there's a clubber over there trying to push old ideas. It doesn't matter there's a protector trying to protect the old way of doing things. And it doesn't matter that there's a chieftain who's supporting all of that, right? Because we have the king, the real leader, on our side. We have the knight, the true protector of what's good and what's possible, on our side. And we have you, the squire, who's there ready to fight, brand new at all of this. But if you're supported, you'll be there on the front line. So let's go ahead and add in the king. Oops, I took out the king. Let's add him back in. Did I take out the squire as well? I did. So we need to add back in the squire. Okay, and so now we have our king, our knight, and our squire, and we're against the chieftain, the protector, and the clubber. Let's see how this fight unfolds. Oh, the king and the knight are smashing him. Oh, the knight stabs him in the face. And so look at that. Red victory. What changed? What changed? You didn't go it alone. And like any good support, like any good adoption journey, the support from leadership and the support from the team is what absolutely made the difference. And so just to recap everything really quick, let's take a look at these one more time in a grouping. Make sure and do show and tell, right? Like Forza, show what's possible. Make sure to present opportunities. Make sure to give education. Make it fun and valuable so people want to come back and participate again and again. Create a recognition and reward system that allows people to flourish in this, to feel good about it, to feel like they're getting something really, really significant out of it. And then also make sure and create a system that has support. You saw what happens when you go it alone. You need that leader there. You need that teammate there, because there's always going to be a clubber and a protector who are trying to keep everything status quo and not change. But you know that you're there to make a change and to drive adoption and to bring new practices and new possibilities. All right, and finally, in conclusion here, I hope that you had some fun. And honestly, I hope that you'll think of adoption a little bit differently because of all these video game examples. I think what you should do is you should take each of these examples and try and apply them to some context to the adoption program that you are trying to employ. If you're getting lackluster results and people they don't know what to build, do show and tell. If you're finding that things are puttering out, make sure that there's a leader who's supporting the program. If people aren't passionate, make sure and reward them and recognize them for their hard work. If you find that people really aren't warming up to the idea, make sure and present plenty of opportunity and varied opportunity so that people have lots of selection and ways to get involved. At the end of the day, though, you know what I hope to? I hope you'll go and play some video games. I hope this inspired you to check out some new games because each different game offers us a new lesson. It's fun to get to tie this back to business justification, but really, it's just fun to get to play games too. So I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day here at the Scottish Summit. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. If you want to find me, I am Jon Levesque on YouTube and John J. Levesque on Twitter. Please feel free to connect with me. I would love to hear from you. Love to hear what you thought about the session. And other than that, my friends, much love. I will see you in the next one.